Now let's move on and talk about
privileges, right?
our resources. The lithium mining deal. We know that the government has now withdrawn the deal from Parliament. And I've heard IEA even suggest that Ghana should own 100% of this mining deal. Let me start with you, Honorable Tagle. You are in Parliament. Didn't we know that we were presenting not a too good an agreement to Parliament before today?
Oh, well, could you know, this issue about lithium didn't start in 2025. It started way back.
I'm giving you 4 minutes on this.
Yeah, it started way back where a government of Ghana, as enjoined by our constitution, is in custody of all raw materials that we have, or the minerals that we have in this country. Having discovered this, went into an agreement with Berardi DVs. And at that time, the royalties that was agreed on was 10%, as against it carried interest of what, 13%. So cumulatively, we're looking at 23%. At the point that the agreement was entered into, it wasn't ratified by Parliament, and then they dissolved the 8th Parliament. Then fast forward, this agreement came back again to be looked at. But at the time, the lithium prices have drastically fallen.
But that, the Joy News research team did a research, and they seem to counter those claims that some of you have. Because according to the team, at the time the company was looking for this agreement to be ratified, the per ton was $700. This year, when the thing was brought back, the per ton is around $1,000. So they seem to counter the argument that when it was 10%, price per ton was all up, and when it's 5%, the price per ton is down. That's not the case.
This is clearly subject to verification, you understand that. But that is the strongest argument being put across now. Said that
our research team is, because it says the price of lithium currently is not 630 as it's being quoted. It is $1,165 today, and this is Wednesday, 19 November. In fact, for the past month, the price of lithium has stayed above $1,000 per ton. Also, in 2024, the company was pushing hard for ratification when the price of lithium was around $700. This year, the price has been around $900 to over $1,000. So if the company wanted ratification around $700 last year, and the price is now over $1,000, why reduce the fiscal term?
So maybe I think that even when we spoke to other industry players, I've had somebody who I spoke to, who is directly involved in this deal. And
he's directly involved?
No, he has great interest because he's come from that area. And he was so interested in the community benefiting. So they did quite a number of research. He also agreed to the fact that currently the prices internationally are not encouraging. And for that matter, that has discouraged investors from coming. And that point, the point being made here is that I think there's a hue and cry. People actually also raise concerns regarding the new form of agreement or the revised form of agreement not being fit for purpose in terms of the public benefit of what Ghanaians. And as such, if you look at the IEA, raise concerns and pointing out to resolutions that we have even globally and even in terms of the African Charter, believing that when we have resource in any country, that resource should be managed in such a way that it will be of public good, especially local people. By such, they think that the agreement should be withdrawn and then re-looked at. And this is based on that. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources is calling it back to make sure they look into it, taking into consideration all stakeholders who are part and parcel of this. So they are going to have a very deeper discussions on this. Whatever that comes out, even people are proposing that why not going by the African Charter, like as a result of Article 21.
You're wrapping up for me.
Yeah, Article 21, Clause 5, where they think that the locals themselves will be able to manage their own resources, not leaving it in the hands of what foreign exploits. So we think that, yes, if it's possible, can we as a people also be able to develop that kind of industry to manage the resources ourselves? People are looking at various angles of that. But clearly, it has gone out to be looked at to the benefit of Ghanaians. I'm sure the intention is not to sustain any Ghanaian or to sweeten the country. But I believe that the next time that this will be appearing in Parliament, we will have a better deal that will serve our purpose.
Let me bring in Prof. Buddy from the financial background. And the fact that this has been withdrawn, we expect to see a better agreement when laid in the House. What's your expectation from what you do know about this agreement, if it's being presented back to Parliament?
I don't want to see the same figures again that was presented. I don't want to see the 5%, beyond 10% and above. And let me say this. In recent times, you see things on social media, only in Ghana. I don't know whether you've heard it before. It's only in Ghana. Lose $630 million by having lithium royalties.
Yeah.
And rush to IMF for help. But the backlash was too loud to force a desperate withdrawal. That's all I can say on this. That forced government to withdraw. There's nothing wrong for an administration to backtrack or to review an issue, but the frequency of such requests is not good. It's not good optics for this administration. You're talking about PMB a few minutes ago, withdrawn, audit requests. We are talking about lithium, withdrawn. What was it? An administration goes into an agreement, Ferrari deal and all that. That our royalties, we are not having the best shot for our royalties, and so increase from 5% to 10%. It was reviewed by this administration, and they said, well, because of the oil price and all that, reduce it to 5. If you check the entire document, the previous, the document, fantastic one. 1% from the gross revenue that will be used to develop other communities, the mining sites. 1%, not on the net, but 1% on the revenue. So when you generate revenue about 1 billion, take 1% first before you're talking about your cost. If you don't like this deal, what else again? Now you tell us you want to reduce from 10 to 5. Days ago, African Policy Lens, IRPP, we issued press statement. There was a press conference. Immediately after the press, for me, the thing was withdrawn from Parliament. What is it all about? A country, we have a problem. We run to IMF all the time with Cap in House. World Bank for support. You've discovered lithium in your country. Royalties have been a major problem. And for me, if government is looking for source of revenue to support this, the budget, that's another area. Look at the price of gold. When the price of gold, they go up. What is the law? I don't know. In terms of payment, it's still 5% we pay to them.
Yes.
Can we do something? We pass a law. I don't know how we are going to.
That's the new.
I said it
LI.
last.
That's the new LI they want to.
That's exactly what they want. Yes.
They call it. There's a name, but it scales up, and it comes down depending on.
Depending on they want to.
So it's something they want to consider.
Yes.
And I've championed this all the time. It's been flat all these years.
Yes.
There should be some markup somewhere. If this is what the withdrawal, the next time they present is going to feature, that's fine. But if people, we have kept quiet, this would have been passed. Straight away. Who was going to benefit from the 5%? Tell me. The company, they have not complained.
Be wrapping up.
But some people became PRs. PR for the administration, for this company. Champion, we reduce it for you. When they have not requested for any reduction.
Oh, really?
I don't think so.
Prof is categorical.
No, I don't know. Who was going to benefit from the 5%? They give you 10%. He said, no, we don't want 5%. Give me 5%. Why?
Okay. Thank you very much, Andrew.
Prof.
So, I think my personal view is that if you have a mining regime, first of all, that's governed by the Constitution. I think
you see, my man saying is happy.
That underpins all minerals. This natural state in Ghana belongs to the people of Ghana.
Okay.
President,
of course.
Okay. Yeah, let's say.
And the president holds same interest for us. And what it means is that the president, whether he himself is acting or anybody who is acting on his behest, whatever they do, they are in the position of fiduciary towards the people of Ghana. And any decision they take must be in the ultimate interest of the people of Ghana. Now, they passed laws, the Minerals and Mining Act, to govern the mining regime. I think that is the issue. Because under the Minerals and Mining Act, they are saying that Article 25, and I stand to be corrected if I am wrong, says that royalties that anybody who mines shall pay royalties. And the rate of the royalties shall not be less than 3% and not more than 6%. That's the law. Now, so now there are two issues here. We can question the law as to whether the law was created to benefit we as the people. You understand? So for me, that's the first issue. And secondly, now, if that's the case, unfortunately, they say the law is the law. You see, you can disagree with the law is the law. So it means that when you are negotiating on a mining agreement, it must be in compliance with the law. You understand? Now, personally, on the face of it, it wouldn't make sense that somebody has negotiated 10% and you are bringing it down to 5%. So I agree with Prof's position. I think Prof's position is a position a lot of Ghanaians would. There's a fundamental lack of trust for government. It's not about whether it's MPP or this or whatever it is. There's a fundamental lack of trust, and the government themselves don't help us. But the issue is the law. You understand? The issue is the law. And so, for me, we need to tackle probably the act or the regime. You understand? And then put in provisions that will inure to our benefit. Because if you have somebody, because you mentioned two issues here. One, the pricing, and two, the percentage. Yeah. Because if the international pricing is
over $1,000,
then why have you pegged it at 600? Or is it a case that they hedged it? Yeah. Is it a case? For me, that's the first issue. And the second issue is the regime itself. Why are we limiting ourselves to 3 to 6%? Well, you are the economist. Why are we not doing something that takes into consideration the prices, the scale up or the scale down, depending on the prices? You understand? And two, we all know that we've been mining for a very long time. The individual Ghanaian, how has it benefited us? Or even the oil thing that we said we did the heritage fund. You understand? I think that heritage fund is still there.
It's still there anyway.
How does it benefit? You remember we did a discussion here where we talk about whether or not our resources is a curse or it's a blessing. That's what I'm saying. For me, the foundation is the constitution. The minerals
sorry, I don't. But I think the big push, the source is the oil revenue, not so.
Yeah, part. Yeah.
The big push.
Part.
Yeah, and then the free SHS to the ABFA was used in.
Yes, but that day when we had a discussion, I think they were questioning whether or not even the heritage fund. You know, we did a discussion here. You were the host. You understand? So I think there are so many faces to it. First of all, government acts by laws. You understand? So the way the law works itself, the law should be crafted such that we will be the ultimate, as the people, when I say we, the people, will be the ultimate beneficiaries of the exploitation of our natural resources. So that if there's a withdrawal of this deal, and the purpose is to put our house in order, to do a deal, whether by way of amending the law, so that you have power to do things properly. Because the 3 to 6% there, in my opinion, is too small. You understand? If that's the situation, then it's all good. But I think that you have a burden, government has a burden to find a way of getting the trust of people. Because what Prof is saying is very serious. You understand? The way it was handled. The people who just don't trust, maybe you have good intentions, but it's one having good intentions, and then another thing dealing with the perception of what you are doing. The fact that people don't believe that, but for the pressure that the people themselves are given,
that's right,
you'd have pushed through. Because it does not make sense, honestly speaking. Because during the campaign, we all made arguments. The 10% isn't good. The 10% isn't good.
You also made the same campaign?
No, I'm saying we all, as people made, whether me or whatever it is, you understand? That is what, but the point is that we ought to be consistent. We ought to do a politics that is consistent. Where you've made an argument that the 10% is too small, then you don't come and tell me that you want to reduce it. So at the time when we were making the argument, did we not know the law, the position of the law? Because I don't think that there has been any amendment between when we were making the argument. And so for me, listen, there's so much to be said about the discussion.
Okay.
But the most important thing is that government operates by laws. Let us quickly amend the law, the Mining and Mineral Act. Let us put in a regime, you understand, that creates a system that will inure to the benefit, and that will ensure that the exploitation of our natural resources will inure to the benefit of the people of Ghana.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. Kulenu, coming.
Well, I think that I support largely Prof. position.
Expected, yeah.
In the sense that the withdrawal of this whole agreement is a clear indication that the NDC as a political party is a deceptive party.
Oh.
It's a deceptive party because...
How so? No.
So I'll explain.
Senor, you were completely
Hold on. Let him have his time. Let him explain.
Just hold on. You come.
I'll be here, don't worry.
Another that we didn't keep quiet. Another that we didn't keep quiet.
Is it the NDC as a political party, from the action that has happened, I think that they have shown their deceptive nature in terms of what they did in 2024 when the 10% was brought to Parliament.
But why not rather say a listening government?
Which one is a listening government?
Because they've listened to Ghanaians.
They listen. I will not consider it as listening. I will consider it as the backlash. It's a knee-jerk reaction.
How?
Did you see the number of people that actually called for the withdrawal of this agreement? The same group of people who said MPP pushing an agreement that was 10% was acting under, is being a mediocre party or is under mediocrity. Now, how would you also call a party that is pushing for 5% under NDC? Would you say they are excellence, or you would say that it's hypocrisy? That is what we should be asking. Sammy Jevi asked that question, that MPP is acting in mediocrity. And today, his mouth is zip, he can't talk. But the question here is that, why are they now withdrawing the bill? They are withdrawing the bill because they failed even to appreciate the reasons that the minority gave to them. And last minute, the deputy minister has to say that we ought to go and do broader consultation, forgetting that during our time, we did broader consultation and even consulted one of the finest men within the industry, Mr. Sam Jonah, who is one of them.
Oh, you consulted him?
We consulted him.
Okay.
We consulted in the broader spectrum. So the question I ask is that, is it that the NDC were trying to shortchange the people? Today, what has changed? A government or a party at the time who said that MPP was shortchanging you with 10% when we have the likes of Imani and there is a lot of CSOs supported them at the time. Today, the same CSOs that supported them against us for the 10%, they are all doing U-turn. And I'm happy my brother here is saying that we all spoke against the 10%. But today, they appreciate the fact that the MPP meant well for the good people of Ghana. Where lies in the consistency if the NDC means the best for the good people of Ghana? If they mean well, then they should rather be moving from 10% and be adding to it, making it 12% or 13%. But they are rather reducing the 10%. Then the question I ask is that the 5%, who is it going to?
Going to nobody.
Is it going to their respective constituencies as a way of paying the 20,000 they are paying to the constituencies?
They haven't
No,
said so.
please.
No. I am making
Please.
When I'm done, you can come in
You're
with your interjections. so you see, when you look at the whole scenario, the NDC is not really positioned well in terms of this, and they've been exposed big time. They are not telling us they are going back to the drawing board to go and study. So whilst they were speaking, were they speaking on top of the building? Or they were actually with facts? Or because they were desperate for power at the time, they wanted to lure the people. They even went to the community. Professor Jampo, I recall Professor Jampo. He was one staunch person who spoke against this deal. Today, he's nowhere to be found. He only comes to respond to you on Facebook. And you see, if we have people like this who keep deceiving us in the country, we will face doom in this country.
Thank you. I'm grateful to you. Prof, let me come to you on the 10 billion injection by the Bank of Ghana. Why?
You're always itching to respond.
No, it's not that my friend.
You had more time than any of them. Oh. Yes.
You are further gagging me.
No. I gave you more time than any
No,
of
I
them.
just think that saying just to take it easy.
Take it easy.
Take it easy because he used some terminologies here this morning.
But is it not true?
No, it's not.
That it
cannot
be.
be.
Let's do
I think he made a fundamental point.
You deceive Ghanaians. You deceive.
Don't explain.
IEA
Because whatever you say, Ghanaians have already seen, and you guys deceive them. You should change them from 10% to 5%. You should change them.
I'm grateful.
You guys are deceptive.
Let's get a 10.